Welcome to Informed Tourist. I'm Curtis, your traveling guru. What if I told you that behind California's sun-kissed beaches and Hollywood glamour lies a much darker reality? Today, we're exposing the towns and cities the tourism board won't show you, places where the California dream has turned into a nightmare. We'll uncover the harsh realities of poverty, crime, and decay consuming communities from the inside out. This isn't your typical travel guide. We're revealing the state's most troubled towns, and the uncomfortable truths they represent. Stay with me until the end. The last town on our list might just be the most shocking of all. Our journey begins in Mendota, deep in California's Central Valley. This is a place where endless rows of crops stretch to the horizon, and the land's bounty is matched only by the resilience of its people. Known as the cantaloupe center of the world, Mendota is also one of the poorest places in America, with a poverty rate often above 40%. Despite its agricultural fame, the wealth generated here rarely stays in the community. Nearly half the population lives below the poverty line, despite working in the fields that feed the nation. These are the hands that harvest our food, yet they struggle to put food on their own tables. The town's economy relies almost entirely on seasonal agriculture, leaving many unemployed for months each year. When the harvest ends, so do the paychecks, and families are left to scrape by until the next season. This cycle of poverty is nearly impossible to break, especially with underfunded schools and limited opportunities for youth. Children here dream of a better future, but the odds are stacked against them from the start. Government neglect has left Mendota without adequate healthcare, infrastructure, or recreational facilities. Basic needs go unmet, and hope can feel like a luxury. With few options, some young people turn to gangs, deepening the community's struggles. The lack of safe spaces and positive outlets leaves many vulnerable to cycles of violence and despair. Mendota is a stark warning. If a town that feeds the nation is left to starve, what does that say about California's future? The contrast between abundance and deprivation is impossible to ignore. The divide between the state's wealthy coast and its struggling interior is growing. While some communities thrive, others are left behind, their voices barely heard. Mendota's story is a microcosm of a larger crisis, one that demands urgent attention. The people here are determined, but determination alone cannot fix a broken system. The prosperity of the Golden State is not shared by all. For every story of success, there are countless others struggling just to get by. Mendota's fate is a question mark for California's soul, a test of whether the state can truly care for all its people, or if it will continue to leave some behind. Next, we visit Modesto, once immortalized in American graffiti as a symbol of small-town charm. Today, Modesto faces soaring crime rates, double the national average, and a sense of unease that's hard to ignore. Violent crimes and rampant car theft have become daily realities, overwhelming law enforcement and eroding community trust. The city's economy, once powered by agriculture, now struggles with sluggish job growth and stagnant wages. Downtown is dotted with vacant storefronts, and small businesses are barely hanging on. Homelessness and drug addiction are on the rise, with encampments visible throughout the city. For many, the promise of Modesto feels like a distant memory. The city is now a cautionary tale of how quickly a thriving community can unravel. Modesto's challenge: reclaim its streets, rebuild its economy, and restore hope. Without change, the story of Modesto will end not in nostalgia, but in tragedy. The American graffiti dream is fading fast. Now, we head to Stockton, a city whose name became synonymous with urban failure after declaring bankruptcy in 2012. Once a symbol of California's promise, Stockton's fall from grace was swift and devastating, sending shockwaves through the community and beyond. The aftermath was brutal. Slashed public services, a decimated police force, and a surge in violent crime. Fire stations closed, playgrounds emptied, and city infrastructure fell into disrepair, leaving neighborhoods vulnerable and residents feeling abandoned. Stockton still ranks among the most dangerous cities in the nation, with high unemployment and persistent poverty. Crime scenes became a common sight, and job fairs drew long lines of desperate residents hoping for a fresh start. The housing market collapse wiped out family wealth, and job opportunities remained scarce. Entire neighborhoods were scarred by foreclosures, with homes left empty and dreams put on hold. Violent crime and property theft are everyday threats, leaving residents in a constant state of vigilance. Security cameras and barred windows became the new normal, as families tried to protect what little they had left. The underfunded police struggle to keep up, and community trust is eroded. Tensions run high at community meetings, where hope and frustration collide. Efforts at revitalization have been slow and often unsustainable. promises of new beginnings are met with skepticism, as many projects stall or fail to deliver lasting change. Stockton stands as a stark warning about the consequences of financial mismanagement and economic collapse. The city's leadership faces the daunting task of rebuilding trust and stability. The city's wounds run deep and recovery is a daily struggle. For many, the pain of loss is still fresh, and the path forward remains uncertain. Stockton's story is a cautionary tale for cities everywhere. It's a reminder that prosperity can vanish, and that resilience is tested in the hardest of times. It's a fight for survival in the shadow of broken promises. Yet, even in the bleakest moments, glimmers of hope persist in the community's spirit. The American dream here feels out of reach. Families cling to hope, determined to build a better future despite the odds stacked against them. Stockton's future hangs in the balance, teetering between despair and the possibility of renewal. Across the bay, Oakland's vibrant culture and rich history are overshadowed by a deepening crisis of crime and failed leadership. Once celebrated for its diversity, creativity, and resilience, the city now finds itself at a crossroads, struggling to hold on to its identity as challenges mount. Violent crime and brazen property theft have become the norm, with criminals operating openly and residents living in fear. The sense of safety that once defined neighborhoods has eroded, replaced by anxiety and uncertainty that touch every corner of daily life. Smash-and-grab burglaries are so common that locals leave car trunks open, hoping to avoid broken windows. It's a desperate adaptation, a sign of how routine these crimes have become, and a stark reminder of the city's ongoing struggle. An understaffed police force and political gridlock have left the city paralyzed. With too few officers on the streets and leaders unable to agree on solutions, meaningful progress remains out of reach. Businesses are closing or relocating, unable to cope with constant theft and danger. The heart of Oakland's economy is being hollowed out, as entrepreneurs and workers alike are forced to seek safer opportunities elsewhere. Even beloved chains like In-N-Out have shut down locations due to crime. Their departure sends a chilling message. If even national brands can't survive, what hope is there for small, local businesses? The economic fallout is devastating, with lost jobs and a hollowed-out local economy. Families are left struggling, and once bustling streets now echo with emptiness. Daily life, shopping, commuting, even walking the dog, now carries real risk. Residents must constantly look over their shoulders, their routines shaped by caution and vigilance. The sense of community is fading, replaced by fear and isolation. Neighbors who once gathered in parks or on porches now keep their distance, wary of what might happen next. Oakland's potential is being squandered by lawlessness and ineffective governance. The city's promise is slipping away, as hope gives way to frustration and anger. The city stands as a warning. Ideals can't replace the need for public safety. Without real action, the gap between vision and reality only widens. Without change, Oakland risks becoming a symbol of urban decay. The city's fate hangs in the balance, its future uncertain. The jewel of the Bay is losing its shine, and unless bold steps are taken, Oakland's story may become a cautionary tale for cities everywhere. Next, we visit Emeryville, a tiny city between Oakland and Berkeley, known for shopping centers and Pixar studios. But Emeryville has one of the highest per capita crime rates in the nation. Its small population is dwarfed by daily shoppers and commuters, making it a magnet for theft and robbery. Parking lots at Bay Street and other malls are notorious for car break-ins. Bipping is a daily occurrence. Shoppers often return to shattered windows and stolen belongings. The scale of property crime is overwhelming and law enforcement can't keep up. Many now avoid Emeryville's retail hubs altogether. Violent robberies are also on the rise, creating a tense, unsafe atmosphere. For a city reliant on retail tax revenue, this is an existential threat. Businesses face mounting losses, and some are pulling out. Emeryville is a paradox, wealthy, corporate, and yet one of the most crime-ridden places in America. It's a lesson in how economic models can create unique vulnerabilities. Shiny headquarters are no defense against lawlessness. South to Los Angeles County, we find the City of Commerce, a business-friendly enclave dominated by warehouses, outlets, and a casino. Despite its name, Commerce's residents are overwhelmingly poor, with a poverty rate double the state average. Most jobs are low-wage, offering little chance for advancement. The high cost of living means many families are just one emergency away from ruin. Food insecurity is widespread, and social assistance is a lifeline for many. The contrast between the glitzy Citadel outlets and struggling households is stark. Small businesses can't compete with giant retailers, leading to boarded-up shops and fewer local services. Economic hardship has fueled a rise in crime, especially theft and burglaries. The city's focus on attracting big business has failed its residents. Commerce is a case study in how prioritizing industry over people can backfire. Corporate success and human struggle exist side by side. For many, the city's name is a bitter irony. Inland, San Bernardino stands as a poster child for urban decay. Once a bustling railroad hub, the city never recovered from the closure of Norton Air Force Base. Bankruptcy accelerated its decline, leaving the economy in ruins. Unemployment is high, wages are low, and poverty is everywhere. Abandoned homes and crumbling infrastructure are common sights. San Bernardino has one of the highest homicide rates in the country. Gangs operate openly, and the police are overwhelmed. Residents live in fear, isolating themselves and eroding community bonds. Dysfunctional leadership and political scandals have stalled any real progress. Civic apathy and hopelessness are widespread. San Bernardino is a stark warning of what happens when a city's foundation collapses. The California dream here is dead. Rebuilding will require more than just money. It needs trust and vision. Our final stop is Oxnard, a coastal city in wealthy Ventura County. On the surface, Oxnard is a beach paradise, but beneath lies economic stagnation and rising crime. Manufacturing jobs have vanished, and agriculture faces water shortages and development pressure. Well-paying jobs are scarce, and the cost of living is high. Violent crime, especially gang violence, is a persistent problem. The city's beautiful beaches mask the struggles just a few miles inland. Tourists may never see the shootings and robberies that haunt local neighborhoods. Leadership has failed to curb crime or support business growth. Overregulation frustrates residents and business owners alike. Many families are priced out of housing, fueling overcrowding and social stress. Oxnard proves that even paradise isn't immune to decline. The tarnish on the Golden State is spreading, even to its most picturesque corners. From Mendota to Oxnard, we've explored the California hidden behind the postcards, where real life unfolds far from the tourist trail. These towns are symptoms of a larger crisis, a widening gap between rich and poor, and a failure of leadership that continues to deepen. The dream that drew millions is fading, replaced by daily struggle and uncertainty for so many. California stands at a crossroads. Will it confront these truths, or let its cities and communities continue to decay? The people in these communities deserve more than to be forgotten. They deserve a brighter future. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe for more untold stories from informed tourists, and help us shine a light on these important issues.